decided today to keep an eye on what's actually out there and on what possibilities we have. Exactly. And for the ones of you who are joining us today for the first time, this is how this session will run. So we're going to keep it simple as well. So each platform is going to have 3 minutes of pitching their product. And afterwards, this will be followed by a 3-minute Q&A session. You see the chat function down there. So this is just for a simple interaction and for chatting with each other. If you have a concrete question to the panelists or to the providers, then please push it into this separate Q&A button on the right side, because in there you also have the chance to upvote the questions, and we're going to focus on the ones that are on top of the list, basically. And since this is a very fast format, the best way actually is that you push your questions during the pitch into the Q&A tool, and then we have them all ready as soon as the Q&A session starts. And also very important, this session is recorded, this session is streamed, so just that you know that. And yeah, let's get right to the first platform. The first platform is really interesting. I really liked it because it actually was built by event organizers themselves. And I guess probably because they weren't happy about what was actually existing in the market. So let's welcome Iraklis. You're already with us. Alexopoulos is your last name. I practiced that one. And he is the co-founder of Balloon. So you're ready to kick off this session for us?
Hey, Laura. Hey, Ben. And
Hi
perfect pronunciation on the name.
Yes.
So I guess I need to start sharing my screen, but I guess you need to give me permission.
I think my lovely colleagues, yeah, there we go. Now
Yeah.
You should be ready. So
Awesome.
You tell me when you're ready and I set the time.
If you can see my screen, then I'm ready.
All right, you go.
Cool, awesome. So, hey everyone, we're Balloon. We believe that virtual events right now feel like a compromise, but we're fixing this. And the way we're fixing this is by building a product that enables the audience to engage, and by allowing and providing organizers with monetization opportunities. We built Balloon from the ground up, using all the experience and all the knowledge we've gathered from years of running large-scale successful events. On Balloon, you can have multiple stages, as many stages as you like, and the audience can actually interact with the stages, and they can express how they feel about the content. They can let the world know. On Balloon, you can network either one-on-one, or you can even join a cocktail table and join the conversation. And of course, you can chat with other attendees, and you can flick through your chats and even add notes to yourself. Organizers can set up booths, and they can group exhibitors within different tiers. And attendees, of course, can engage with exhibitors and sponsors in many different ways. While you attend an event, you can search for anything from any place you are, and you can even add reminders so that you don't miss any of the sessions that you really want to attend. Balloon Manager is the area where organizers create the events. It all starts with an organization. Organizers create an organization and they get access to dashboard. They can set up integrations with tools like Slack or Drift or Intercom, and they can also configure how they get paid via Stripe Connect. When they create an event, organizers, they get access to analytics and advanced reports, so they get some intelligence of their event. And obviously they can control the branding, the content, and even set up tickets with different parameters, like even validity period. Obviously, live video streaming is cornerstone of application, and we provide many different options. So we have Balloon Studio, you can stream via RTMP, simulcast, or even just pre-recorded videos. And you can stream to as many viewers as you like. There's literally no limits. So when it comes to pricing, we try to keep things simple. So simple pricing, $199 per registration. You unlock all the features and unlimited capacity without any subscription or commitment. If you sell tickets via Balloon, we also charge a 5% fee on top of the payment processing fees. And if you want to explore advanced white label capabilities, just reach out to us. We'll be more than happy to discuss. So what do you need to run Balloon? Well, basically, you just need internet connection and a browser. It runs everywhere. It's designed for mobile. It's built for scale, optimized for speed, and we take security very, very seriously. So you don't need to install any additional software. So what's the plan? The plan is throughout August to launch some demo events, and then early September, do our beta launch and work towards the 1.0 version of our product. And then October onwards, start working on some additional features like activation, workshops, and roundtables. So sign up on joinballoon.com and stay up to date with all the news. You can just scan the QR code here, or you can follow us on Twitter, or you can just shoot us an email. We'll be more than happy to hear from you. So that's us, that's Balloon.
That's crazy. That was like so much on time. It was like 0, like perfectly.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
That was great. You just said that you guys are like one of the newcomers in this market, so it's much even more fun that we already get to see you pitching the product. Like a personal thing, like a question what would you say, which one is your favorite element of the whole thing? Like what is the heart of this product?
Well, I think it depends on how you approach it. Let's say from the attendee point of view, what I love is the actual interactivity, how slick and elegant and subtle the whole product is. Obviously how well it works, but that you will know when we launch. And from an organizer perspective, what I love is how flexible it is. You can control so many things when it comes to branding or even how you set up your event. So I think that really goes back to what I said about being able to create a monetizable experience for the organizers.
Yeah, totally. And that kind of, there are two questions popping in right now. Can it have one continuous live recording for more than 6 hours? Very specific question.
Very specific question. That can happen, but the limit is around that. But it can take up to 6 hours for sure.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we're answered that one. And the other one is also based on that you're new in the market. Do you already have some reference projects or something? What's like the next big thing that is coming up? Maybe you had it on the timeline, but
Yeah, so if we just move back, so the timeline is basically to start running some demo events sometime in August, and then do our beta launch in September. So obviously we have a pipeline of events that we're in discussions with, and then throughout the whole of September work towards our 1.0 version.
Lovely. All right. There is another one coming in. There we go. Now we're getting it.
Nice.
Hi, is it also suitable for smaller scale events, like for workshops with around 30 to 40 people? What would you say?
Totally. Yes, I would say it's ideal for that use case as well. One thing is that it's pay as you go, so you don't need to pre-commit to a large sum. And then obviously you can create all sorts of cool interactions, even within smaller groups when it comes to networking or cocktail tables, which I think works very, very well for even smaller groups. So yes.
Beautiful. And when you were developing it, what was like the greatest challenge when setting up the platform?
Oh, I wish it was only one.
Yeah, I can imagine.
No, I mean,
I didn't want to do it.
Yeah, there are a few challenges. So first of all, getting your head around how this piece of technology works, that's one challenge by itself. Then there's a lot of challenges in, trying to build the best experience that you can build out there, but being also conscious of, the time that it takes to build it and the resources. But overall, if it wasn't challenging, it wouldn't be fun. That's how we like to do it.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sharing your insights. We're through. I would ask you to stay with us till the end. Definitely. And then we'll get back to you. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Super good. Thank you. Thank you so much for the pitch. I'm ready to introduce the next presentation for today. They have been around for a certain time already. I know them, I guess, almost from the early days. And I think this is one of the sort of top players in the Nordics in particular, even though they are global already. I was wondering if maybe they have like 1 out of 4 events in the Nordics running on their platform. Maybe that's not at all the numbers, but I hope we can learn more with the presenter from Brella, Kimmo Juntunen. Kimmo, are you ready? You have 3 minutes to pitch and introduce us to Brella and the latest development on the Brella platform.
Thank you,
Ben. Are you with me? Yes, you are.
Happy to be here and looking forward to showing off the Brella platform for you guys.
Perfect.
It's really, I just want to thank Reckless as well. It was really cool presentation. I hope this is a tough act to follow. So I tried to give you a good presentation here. A little background on Brella. We currently operate in 60 different countries. We've been at this game about 7 years, so quite a long time. And we come in very strongly from the networking and matchmaking angle. So our opinion is that people really want to meet each other at the events, and it's been growing the need for very specific meetings over the years. And right now it's ranked #1 reason for attendees how they measure their success at the event, so that they can have the conversations that they were hoping for. Let me jump to the presentation side. Currently, we work with quite a lot of the main players of the events field, Informa, IQPC, IMEX, CoinDesk, and EET Digital are all using Brella to run large amounts of virtual events. And this year obviously has been quite intense. So we're struggling to keep up with all of the conversations happening. The way we approach the bigger challenge is we divide the goals for the virtual event in 4 categories. We have the networking, we have the content, sponsorships, and then the data and analytics, which can obviously be used for a number of different reasons. For most of our clients, it's all about understanding whether if their sponsors were successful, whether if the content they provided was what the attendees were looking for, and especially getting that matchmaking data about their attendees, so what they were really looking for at the event and what their goals were. The way that works is we enable customizable matchmaking categories for the event organizer, so they can set up all kinds of matchmaking categories and goals for those matchmaking categories for the attendees. When attendees are logging in for the first time, they select these matchmaking categories, what they're really interested about, and an artificial intelligence will rank these people for you based on their activity on the platform and the likelihood that they would actually have the meeting with you, which is huge for the virtual environment because you're still stuck at your home couch or hopefully maybe at the office soon. What we do also, we help you schedule meetings, so you can see different types of activities you've already in plans, and then you can see what the other person has free in their calendar when you're setting those meetings. There's an inbuilt video calling functionality that then helps you talk with each other directly. It's much like Zoom, and we actually really like Zoom a lot, so we allow embedding all different types of virtual live streaming and webinar tools within the platform, so our clients can actually cherry pick the right type of engagement and content tools they want to use when delivering the content for the attendees. For the sponsors, we have redesigned a sponsor booth where they can have their own video content, PDF, PowerPoints, chat with the attendees, get those warm leads in, and then identify all of the sort of marketing qualified leads and nurture them further. So all of this is recorded and then delivered to the sponsor after. Do I still have time left?
You just run out of time.
I thought
get
so.
20 more seconds.
Okay, so I think this is quite perfect then. Thank you very much.
Yeah, you're gonna have some questions. Thank you so much. We already have a question, I think, for you. Yes, so Niloy is wondering if he can white label the web app in Brella, or is there a branded mobile app available?
Currently, we're seeing huge amount of people joining through the desktop. We do have native apps for iOS and Android available. They cannot be white labeled. This has been an ongoing conversation with quite a few of our clients, but in the desktop version, you're now able to switch out the Brella logo. So that has been a very popular development lately.
Thank you very much. If you have more questions, just go ahead to the Q&A section and ask them. I have a question myself, as I said in the intro. I've seen you guys from very early on, and I was curious to know how it was for you to sort of shift to virtual. Were you already working on this, or you just, launched something that you, like in a sprint mode, that you had to do in a matter of weeks?
We did have to act very fast. So it was actually a conversation we had, a company-wide development days on January, where we discussed that within the next 5 years, the hybrid events are gradually going to become a huge thing. With the carbon footprint and not being able to fly to join events, it would not be acceptable. So we thought that this is definitely where the industry is going, and we had a plan in place, which we then released in 6 weeks from February onwards, very aggressively. And we're still on that track. So obviously now we've pivoted much more for the virtual completely, and there will be a lot more upcoming.
I have another question for you. Did you have to rethink certain elements such as customer support due to the COVID demand?
Not so, the COVID demand, not so much in the customer support side. I think the main challenge has been that all of the organizers were professionals in delivering great physical events, and they are struggling a lot with live streaming, attendee engagement, sponsor communication in the virtual environment, how that actually works. So we've needed to take a much more sort of like a specialist or a guiding role in those conversations.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see a question that is kind of a classic we asked, in the previous pitches. Is your platform working in China? And also, how do you handle GDPR requirements?
Right. So I'll start with the GDPR. We work with a lot of banks, financial institutions, and medical facilities. So we've had to cover that very heavily. We ask for consent when attendees are joining the platform for us to have the data, for our client to have the data, and for them to be able to share the data with the sponsor as well. For China, that is a big question. We are a little bit unsure at the moment. We've now removed our app from the Chinese availability. For live streaming, we have seen a lot of great platforms like Darkcast that actually are embeddable in Umbrella and work both in China and Europe. So we are now experimenting, to be said. I wouldn't be able to confirm it, but it looks good.
All right. Thank you. I think it's good for the Q&A part. Thank you so much, Kimo. Please stick around and we go to the next pitch.
Thank you. Yeah, China, always a big thing that comes up basically in every session that we're doing. Thank you, Kimo. Thank you so much. And we keep going with especially in Europe, quite well-known provider for digital events, for virtual conferences. And they also got awarded for their high standards when it comes to information security. So it's Mitchu. And I am happy to welcome Julian oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Zimanek.
Hi.
Today is the day of the difficult last names.
Shemanek, yes, it's all good, all good. Hi, thanks so much for having me today. It's a pleasure to be here.
And we're happy to have you. So the stage is all yours as soon as you're ready.
Yeah, I am ready. Thank you so much. I'm going to share my screen. So Mitchu's been on the market for quite some time, and what we do is we run virtual events, whether they are trade shows or conferences. The technology that we use is all proprietary, and we are we have our own platform, we have our own webcasting solution, we provide also chat function, video meetings, and we have the ability to create a design booth. So I think truly our goal is to provide a holistic solution for virtual events, whether it's for 100 participants to up to 30,000 is the maximum that we've been running so far. I don't have a presentation, so I'm just going to show you some examples. For instance, this is an event that we've run for Deutsche Telekom. So the idea is that we provide you with a project manager who is going to help you set up the design, go back and forth. We have a design team that is going to provide you with a template-based or completely custom environment. We coordinate with you the design of booth with your exhibitors. So if you need to monetize, you do not have to take all the work on your shoulders. We have a lot of interactions possible between participants, whether it is with exhibitors who have their own avatars or in between participants throughout the chat. The idea is that you can have as many one-to-one chats as you want on the platform between participants, and participants can take the chat as well in video, meaning that if you find someone that you see can be interesting with you, you can just start a chat and you can request a video call. We also have a functionality to have in-house or inbuilt video meeting room, just like a Zoom room with up to 30 participants in webcam. The idea, I think, is we are GDPR compliant. And that one of the main and key advantages of the platform is that it will work whether you have a few hundred participants to a few thousands. Yes, and I think that covers it for most of the functionalities. If anyone has questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Sorry, I'm muted. I already started. There are already questions popping in. So thank you for that kind of was a live demo in that case. No slides.
Yeah,
Love
no
it. Regarding the interaction, Julian, do you offer a matchmaking as well between participants or between exhibitors and participants, or how does
We
that
do not
work?
offer matchmaking at this point in time. We're happy to integrate with third-party applications. For instance, why not with Brella? And we connect via API. So we're happy to, you know, I didn't mention that, but we can integrate for whether it's for the registration process with your CRM or your partner, and also to share the data of the conference with you. We can track every single sign-on and share with you the metrics so that you can just derive your own dashboards. We can also provide you with some already exploitable reporting, obviously.
Okay. And there are some other questions. How does Mitchu handle exhibitors who have multiple products to display? For example, when you look at jewelry exhibitors, for example, this is a good one.
So we can have, and this is another event from us, we can provide you with a custom design for your products. And this is a bike provider, and you can here have some integration of pictures. We have also the possibility to integrate a 3D viewer so that you can have a 3D representation of your jewelry and that people can just look at it in a 3D format.
So
You can have as many products as you want, as many documents as you want, as many videos as you want. That's it.
Include it all. Sarah is asking, so it's actually more an exhibitor type of platform, and you're not focusing on program or speakers or anything.
Yes, we do. What you can see here is that we have a conference area that we have designed, and we have always some video integration. You can have as many stages as you want, as many parallel stream as you want. You can stream with our webcam application, or we can integrate RTMP feeds from a studio recording. This is, for instance, one of our partners that have done this video conference. So we have a studio in Amsterdam here that is also ability to have the video feed and the presentation on the side. You can have 5, 6, 10 if you want parallel stream running concurrently.
All right, there are a lot of questions popping in. What about the pricing, Julian? How does the pricing work at Mitchu?
It's a price per event model. Obviously, once the platform is designed, you can reuse the design of the platform as many times as you want. And we won't charge you for the design again. But then the pricing and the cost centers are really number of participants, the duration of the event, how many conferences, how many booths, and what level of design do you want. So once I have these price points, then I can generate a quotation for you. Yeah. It is not a licensing agreement because, as I mentioned earlier, it is a full service solution, and that we, for that instance, there is no access to the backend directly for event organizer. We do offer a partner program and a white branding solution, but there's a different level of conversation.
And from the company perspective, how can they engage with exhibitors? Is it proactive? That is another question.
Yes. So a company, what do you mean? A company can engage with exhibitor?
Dennis, what exactly do you mean? Do I get it wrong with from the company PUF point of view? Of course. Oh my gosh. But I don't know. Does that help you?
So as if an exhibitor can see who is in the booth area and proactively reach out to the participants, as well as the participant can ask questions directly to exhibitors. Okay. It goes both ways.
And the last one, coming back to the matchmaking focus, basically, can participants with same interests kind of find each other via networking areas or exchange their contact details or so?
Yes, participants can find each other in the chat area. They can, we can implement as well a participant search function, which is sometimes a bit intrusive. So we are not necessarily implementing that, but you can find participants based on their names and look at their profile. We do not offer a matchmaking solution with an algorithm pre-matching people based on some criteria.
All right. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. And
my pleasure.
Off to the next one. Thank you.
You.
Thank you so much.
Real pleasure to learn more about your solution. The next one is also, I think it's a new tool. Maybe they're going to tell me, no, not at all. We've been around for many years. But I heard a lot of great things already about them recently. In particular, I think it was Emerge, a conference that told us about them, and a few more that are kind of doing tests, with their solution. So I really, really look forward to learning more about this particular solution, because it's kind of fuzzy, and they are on everyone's radar. So we have Eugene from Pine, Eugene Gnatenko. Are you with us? Are you ready to pitch? You're going to have 3 minutes.
Yeah.
Please.
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
Are you ready? Can you share your screen?
Yeah, I can share my screen. I will start with the demo right now. So if you will need more information about Pine, then after the event. So, okay.
Perfect.
Do you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
I made a small demo just for this event, so you have better understanding of the Pine. So everything you can set up in the organizer area, and this is how the attendees see the event. So you can customize the event as you want, the navigation, and the attendee arrives to the lobby where he sees what happens at event. Here there is a chat, speakers, and booths. We are well known for the networking side, and we provide one-to-one meetings. So it's easily to schedule a meeting, so you can see familiar names. And if I want to set up a meeting with Ben, I go to his agenda, see when he's available, and request a meeting. And the reason, and once accepted, we meet in not in Zoom, not in Skype, just on Pine platform. We have the random networking where the organizer can set up the matchmaking part of the networking. So, for example, I choose this category and go to the room. I click join and let's start, and I am matched with another group of people. For example, this can be investors and startups, and they can talk for 3 minutes or 5 minutes as the event planner set up in his area. Also, we have the random part of the networking where you can click join and click we are in the room, and our platform from the event chooses who is available for the conversation. It's a very popular feature among event planners. Also, we have the virtual expo where organizers can provide any company a separate booth. So let's go to the startup system. I took all the information from the public website, so the attendees can see who represent this company and can arrange a meeting just from here. There is a booth chat where all attendees can chat. There is polls. Everything is easy to set up. Also, the company representatives can switch to different media if they are looking for the sessions or not at the booth. And after the event, they can see the analytics. So it's updated once per hour, and it can be downloaded in CSV. So it's very customizable. And if the representatives can want to chat with the audience, they can go to the backstage, join, and go live. So up to 9 people can be on the booth
and there is a place for offer. It's also customizable. We have a very easy place, company portal, where I can set up the booth. I'm out of time, right? Oh, many more to show, but yeah. We have sessions as well. So,
yeah, you're gonna have questions, I'm sure, that can, give more opportunity to present Pine. I already have one. So if you have questions, go to the Q&A section and go ask questions, vote them up. I have a question myself. It's not even a question, but let's say you're the second one out of all the pitches session that we had until today. This is the second one that actually do a demo using, a real case. Like, for example, you showed my company, you showed that you're booking a meeting with me. The other one was Grip, and he booked me for real, like he was expecting to show me on camera. I find it very clever, so very good presentation. And I'm really wondering, for how long have you been building this, and how big is the company? How many clients do you have? Can you tell us a bit more about that?
Yeah, thanks for mentioning this, and hoping also they showed the live demo. I've just seen the previous recordings.
Yeah, but they didn't use me as a case. That's what I'm saying. They didn't use my personal profile, to kind of play around. That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
It's very easy in our platform to create. If you have all the materials and content, you can create within 2 hours and launch the event. We've been on the market for 2 years. We started with offline events. We are not well known on the market, but we are growing fast right now, and mostly because of the word of mouth. When event planners launch their events, new leads coming to us, and they want to set up this kind of event because attendees love the experience and organizers love the experience. Everybody is happy. Yeah, so
cool. Thank you. We actually have a question that links to this. How much time should I consider to set up the platform?
You mean to
as
launch
an organizer,
the event?
how much, like as the organizer, how much time does it take to set this up?
You can do it within one day. So if you have all the content here, it's very easy. It depends on the size of your event. If you have many speakers, etc. Yeah, there are many tools that you can automate, like import integrations. But yeah, maybe you have 3 people that can help you with launching the event. So it depends. Okay. But the next event is much quicker for sure. Yeah.
Thank you, Eugene. Is the platform mobile or tablet friendly?
Yeah, we have mobile apps, Google and Apple. At the moment, no streaming supporting in the mobile apps, but we are adding in August the ability to see the sessions and make meetings. But all the content can be seen there right now.
Okay. Thank you. Joachim is also asking, can the live streaming take live translation?
Live translation, we are discussing with few clients, and one client from Poland told us we need a live translation, and we told we don't have this feature. And they managed to make the simultaneous translations by making 2 different stages, one in Polish and another in English. So, but we will add these kind of things. We have designed already and planning to add it in the nearest future. So we have the solution for this.
Thank you. Event organizers are really the worst. I was asking a lot of things. Can you tell me a bit more about the size of the company? I was asking earlier, how many people are working there?
It's 12 people at the moment, but we are growing and looking mostly remotely. Yeah.
Are you hiring?
Yeah, we are hiring, but we are don't want to make it too fast. We need to. We are not like hoping hiring very fast, but yes, as more clients join our platform, we add more people.
Tell us a bit about the pricing, please. How does it work?
It's $2 per attendee per registration, and everything included. So you set up your experience as you want, but there is a limitation up to 5 days. The event should be, not the whole year.
So often, not by features, just by the number of attendees.
Yeah, but we're still learning, like event planners learn, we also learn how virtual events work, and maybe in the future will be some adjustment to the pricing, to the business model as well. So,
Thank you, Eugene. Thank you so much.
Yeah,
thank you.
A personal one from my side. Where does the name Pine come from? There is no connection to a platform, to conference, to something.
Yeah, if we have time, I will answer this question. So we had another name, Midpoint, because we sold the networking side, and attendees were looking for Midpoint in the App Store and found dating apps, and it was more technical side. And we've rethinking the naming, and came with Pine. So it's we help grow relationships at events.
Okay.
Yeah, so this is
related to the growing part.
Yeah, the growing part.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ben. Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Then the next one, when we are when we're setting up remote events, then we're often doing a lot of things simultaneously. We are having various tracks at a time, so it's very good that you have a well-organized schedule. This is very relevant. And John Goodson, he's already with us. Hi there. He's the sales manager of Shet, a tool that is specialized in building and managing your remote event schedule in the most efficient way. So it's great to have you here. Hi there.
Hi guys, how are you?
To kick off the pitch.
You can hear me okay, right?
We can hear you perfectly.
I think you need to allow my screen sharing.
Now you should be ready to go.
Okay, there we go. Can you see?
We can see, and your time is running.
Perfect. Well, given we're short on time, let's get into it. I think the first question probably many people may be asking is, what is Sked? I think as Laura's touched on there, we are a platform for hosting virtual events, but particularly those with any complexity with their agenda or their schedule. And it offers a place to display and organize your event schedule primarily, but also your speakers, your sponsors, and other event information. And also it offers a way of both managing and communicating with all of your attendees. And in the context of a virtual event, provide access to your content, whether that be live or on demand. So to give a quick summary, with any plan with the Sked, you're going to have a website presence, which can either be a standalone website like this demo site here, or you also have the ability to embed Sked within your own website if you kind of want everything all housed in one place. This is an example of what that would look like. In addition to the website, you will also have the event displayed on an app, either the Sked app on 2 of our plans, which is our kind of global, our generic app. So the attendee would search for your event and they'll be able to view and access all the information. Or on our native plan, we're able to build you your own custom apps for Android and Apple. Now, specifically in terms of your video streams or virtual content, there's 2 different ways that will show within Sked, depending on the platform that you're using. For Vimeo, Twitch, YouTube, and Zoom, it's going to show up embedded within the schedule page. And this is an example of what that would look like. Or if you're any other platforms, you're able to link to those and it's going to display as a video stream link through which then the attendees can then access whatever platform you've linked to. Now, in terms of the types of events who use us, to be honest, we have an enormous variety. We have over 5,000 events on the platform a year. And it goes everything from sort of larger events like Comic-Con, who are currently soon running a virtual conference, which or a virtual event, which will be free, by the way. So I'd recommend jumping on that if you get a chance. But we work with all sorts of different other organizations, from the UN to sort of business startup weeks and things like that, tech events, and everything else in between. So it could just be a small conference, sort of 10 to 20 sessions, or something that's really large with sort of hundreds of different things going on. So yeah, those are the different options or the different events. In terms of the pricing and plans, we have 3 different plans. Starting from $250, but we have actually also just released a free virtual conference platform, which is just a more limited version of our main product. So yeah, In terms of creating your event, it's very straightforward, very intuitive, very easy to set up. You can start off via our website. Cover privacy as well. We are GDPR compliant. Yeah, but other than that, that's obviously just a brief introduction, but if you'd like to find out more, you can book a phone call with myself at sked.com/John, or reach out via email at hello@sked, or we have more information around virtual events in particular at sked.com/virtual. So yeah, from there,
that was
I guess we can go into questions.
Thank you so much, John.
No worries.
There are questions coming in from Alex. Can you allow attendees to also manage, add new topics to the event agenda, or is this only for the host and organizers?
So the attendees themselves can't sort of add agenda items. It'll be based on the event organizer sets up the agenda, and then the attendee has the option to come through and save their own personalized schedule from what the event organizer has added. All
right. And the next one is from Wakem. He is asking, does a live streaming work on the native app?
It hasn't, but it will probably as of next week. We've just done an update which will allow access. It won't actually show within the app itself. It'll just be more linking to whatever external platform, because Sked doesn't have inbuilt streaming as such. It's all around utilizing whatever platforms you might be using for that. But yeah, that will be available in the native app by next week.
Okay, really good. Other question, which we didn't have so far. Can it include Arabic language?
Yes, so we do actually have quite a few events run in different languages on the platform. The global properties within the platform will be in English, but most of the information you're actually entering in, like all the schedule information or the speaker information, you can also modify the headings. Like all of that information you can enter in yourself. So whatever language you're then entering it in, it's going to then display that way. So we do have some Arabic events already on the platform. So I'll be happy to show those to the question asker if they wanted to reach out.
Wakem, we're gonna share the LinkedIn details of our panelists in the end anyway, so you can reach out to all of them. But staying at the globalization, when we're doing remote, the audience is much more global, and we have a much wider range of reaching people. And when we are looking at the schedule and at the time zones and everything, how is it? How do you guys do it? Like, do you always show the time of where the organizer is placed, or is it automatically shown in the time zone of the person who is entering the call?
So as standard, it'll show in the event time zone, but there is the ability, and you may have seen briefly on the demo I showed before, you can add a time zone picker. So the actual attendee can choose their local time zone, and it's going to adjust accordingly, as well as some other events, like each different view, including each time zone view, is available as a dedicated URL. So a lot of event organizers might be sending then that link out, say in emails, and then it's going to then filter the schedule to show in whatever time zone they'd like it to show in.
Okay, Ben, you gave us a thumb up. Do you want to add something to that?
No, I said thumbs up because time zones are really like one of the new mystery and crazy stuff for virtual events, you know? Like before, you didn't really worry because you would go, to the location of the event.
Yeah.
And even if the time zone was different, you knew it. But now with virtual, the organizer needs to take into account a lot of different parameters around time zone.
Between 3 and 5, then you're all good.
Yeah,
no, very true. I think there's definitely been a lot of learning in the last little while, both for event organizers and also providers as well. So yeah, it's kept us on our toes.
All right. Thank you so much, John. Thanks for sharing your insights, and we'll come back to you.
That's good. Thanks, guys.
Thank you. So we're getting to the end of this demo session, and we have another tool that, again, I feel a bit like Pine. I don't want to say, stupid things, but for me, it's a new one that I heard about recently. Heard good things about them from event organizers involved in our coffee hour. And we were chatting with Laura before, I said, Floor, I don't know who's that. And it's like, whoa, this is Odash. I'm like, oh, Odash is Floor. And I'm like, wait, but on that 10 times. So I make a quick joke for our guest today. I told Todi, who is the CEO of Floor, I hope I learned more about you guys and exactly who you are, if you are 10 times, if you are Odash, or if you are Floor, and especially why you're such a good solution for remote events. Are you with me at all?
Turn on your camera, turn on your mic. I can see you're there.
Yeah, here you
Thank
are.
you so much. Thank you so much. Yes, I'm still trying to figure out what am I, right? So that was an excellent session. I mean, I loved each of the presentation, and I'm so happy to be here. But I'm glad we started on this note. Are we Floor? Are we Odash? Are we 10 times? I mean, are we so confused? Hopefully not. But Floor is a virtual space for events. We are powered by 10 times. I'm not sure how many people know about 10 times, but we are like a Yelp or a marketplace or a booking.com for business events around the world. Pre-COVID had over 50 million traffic, but obviously post-COVID things were not looking as great. And I'm sure as I move on, I'll tell you a little more in 3 minutes. Have I started already? Is my timer on? Okay, so assuming it's on. So what are we? So, the way we say it is Floor is a live virtual venue focusing on engagement and monetization. As we were working with clients all around the world, very early in Feb, we started talking to a lot of the clients in different geographies. And we realized that, things like Zoom and WebExes were not serving the clients enough. They needed two main things, which is a high level of engagement, which is what defines an event from a simple session or a meeting, and monetization. So that sort of pushed us because a lot of our clients kept coming back to us and telling us, hey, we need something which is monetizable. We can't keep doing free events. So that was the genesis, and I'll get into it. It's an end-to-end platform which can be used by events of all shapes and size. But it's not just live streaming, but it starts with your event creation, management, marketing, and hosting. So I'm going to quickly jump in. I think I have 2 minutes left, hopefully. So, so it comes with a complete event management system, which is something that we've been building for over the last 4 years. And this is where Odash confusion comes in. So we have converted Odash into Floor. So it becomes a complete end-to-end system. So, it comes with all the modules that you need, all the way from content management, lead management, and your streaming. But let's quickly jump into the actual live event, right? So once you log in, the name Floor comes because one of my clients actually told me, Zoom is a room, we need something more. And there is one thing that defines every event organizer or a planner, is he defines his floor plan. So, even when you're doing a virtual event, you're thinking about, hey, I need 10 different sessions, I need parallel sessions, I need a networking area, I need my sponsor booths. So, what the Floor does is, instead of jumping around different links, the navigation is simplified into a 2D floor plan. You can add a coffee lounge, you can add a networking, cocktail party, whatever you want to do. These work like a building Lego blocks. So you can think of Floor as Lego blocks, which can be put together to define your requirement. We have as complicated use cases as waiting lounges within a VIP lounge to as simple as talk shows. So we've been doing events all over the place. But let me quickly sort of jump into on the left-hand navigation bar, as you see, is where your sessions are. The stage. Stage is your auditorium.
I want to interrupt you, but your screen is not shared. I was wondering.
Yeah, we're not saying anything right now.
But
Oops.
Now I'm sure you do want to show something.
I do want to show something. If only you would have told me a little sooner. But yeah. So, okay. So this is what I was explaining. Like the Floor is a floor plan, right? It's like a Lego block. You put things together. You can move things around. The idea was Zoom, there's too many links going around and all of that. We wanted to simplify that into a single use case navigation where you can create these networking tables. You can have multiple parallel sessions. You can have your, it's not designed, so please don't judge me for that, but you can have your floating around exhibitor booths and all of that. People can jump from one thing to the other very easily so that they don't open another browser. So that's the biggest pain point from a virtual events point of view, is how do you keep that audience engaged and within your environment rather than they start opening up other browsers. But anyways, quickly on your left-hand side, the Floor is broken down into stage, lobby, lounge, booths, handouts. But the stage is where you have your parallel sessions. So as you can see, I'm going to quickly jump into one of these sessions. Let me join. Let's see if there's someone there. But let's say if the session was happening, you would see it on the stage. You can go full screen. It becomes like an HD view. The audience has all the basic features like, you know, your hand raise, discussion, Q&A, your polls, handouts, all of that, whatever you would pretty much want from a conferencing element. But what's more exciting is your booths. So I'm going to quickly jump in and see if there's an exhibitor there. So when you get inside the booth, I see there is an exhibitor sitting for us. He could have modified his background. He could have added his documents, videos. When we come in, he can go full screen. So, you know, the focus is on the exhibitor and not trying to be too funky with too many graphics, rather focus on the exhibitor's experience. So as we can see, he's changed his background. So he can make it look more of his company background and works like that. What's also cool is you have these networking lounges, which can be custom made. And then these are tables where you can quickly jump and grab meetings as if you are in a coffee shop. So that pretty much sums up the floor plan for you. And I think I'm out of time. I can stop. I can keep going on. I'm sorry.
No, yeah, we're good with the time. Thank you so much. And sorry, like I think we left you a little bit more time because you were not sharing your screen earlier, so we could get a better sense of what you were showing and how is the floor, right? So thank you. If you have questions, make sure to go to the Q&A and go and ask your questions. I really think that you're taking a different, angle here, and I can imagine why some, organizers are really excited about it. I have a question from Niloy. He's asking, or she, sorry, how does pricing work? Money. So, tell us about the money. How expensive is that?
So our pricing, it's pretty much turns up to be like $1 per participant. So we don't charge you for every registration. We just charge you for every person who actually shows up, because it's in our blood. Like that don't charge for no show, only charge for football. That's been ingrained in the last 6 years. So we charge you pretty much like $1 per person, and then yes, it sort of scales up with the bigger events.
Very good. Please, can you put your camera on again so I can see your face when we get the answers? Thank you. Perfect. This is super good pricing. Like we heard today, 2 platforms who are working around $2 per participant. Yeah. We didn't ask them if they were charging for everybody who registered, including no shows. Very good one. $1 per participant who actually shows up. More questions, please go to Q&A. I have one question myself. How do you see, this kind of you explained the origin of Floor and Odash, like where it comes from in relation to 10 times. How do you see this, industry? Because I do consider with your work around, the global event space as a director of events, so on, which have a very good perspective on the event landscape. How do you see this coming, into play, like in a year, 2 years? What's your vision of the industry?
So, I'll sum it up in a very simple logic. So, we say there's around 300 million people who went to events pre-COVID. What you need to realize is there are 3 billion knowledge workers. A billion of them are millennials, like 20 to 24-year-olds. We are seeing a massive spike in younger people looking for virtual events on our main platform, which is 10 times. And that is what is positive, because the millennials are digital first. They never went to physical events, like trade shows, conferences, but they are taking on virtual, and that would actually help the entire industry sort of expand. So yes, hybrids will come in, but I think virtual is here to stay, just because firstly, the younger generations, and secondly, virtual can adapt very quickly to changing trends. So we are seeing topics which would take months to go into physical, being launched by organizers and being executed in 7 days.
Got it. Thank you. Also, like a quick other question: how big is the company? We asked this to Jean earlier. How many people are working on this?
So we are around 70 people in total, but it's split between 10 times and Floor. So around 30 people working on Floor, and then the rest are working on the main 10 times.
Got it. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, Atul. We reached the end of this whole thing. You can just stick with us. I would love to ask all the other providers to turn on their cameras one more time. So we have you all together in here. And exactly, my lovely colleagues, stop sharing the stream, because then we can do a group picture on the count of 3. You guys smile for me. 3, 2, 1. And then we're good. We keep that as a memory. That's lovely. Thank you so much for your insights. Thanks everybody for joining us today. And if you want to reach out to all of them, we push the LinkedIn contacts into the chat, so you can simply connect and reach out and ask all your other questions. And we'll be back for sure next week with a one-on-one demo, with a one-on-one deep dive, and then with another demo session probably. And yeah, thank you so much. And wherever you are, have a lovely day and take care.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you so much.
Have a great day.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Bye-bye.